Hello and welcome to the SheerLuxe show. I'm Georgie Coleridge-Cole. Now today I'm very excited to be bringing you an interiors special later in the show. I'll be joined by hostess extraordinaire Serena Fresson, who's going to be showing us how to create the perfect dinner party tablescape. But first, I'm delighted to introduce House & Garden approved interior designer Anna Hewitson and award-winning interior designer Catherine Pooley. Welcome ladies, what an absolute joy to have you both here. I'm a huge fan of both of your work. Catherine, I've followed you for years, and Anna, I know you've been at it less long, but you also have an equally stunning aesthetic. Now, today we're running a bit of a clinic. As usual, we've asked our viewers to send in their questions and dilemmas, and there's quite a number to get through. First of all, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. You must check out both of their websites, Instagrams, everything. You're both so timeless and so complimentary. I know you don't know each other, but very complimentary. I thought they're the perfect two to have together.
Oh, thank you.
Now, the first question comes from Emma McFarlane. She wants to know about trends. I know you're going to say, don't follow the trends. Are there any, though, that have caught your eye or things that you're trying to incorporate trend-wise? Catherine, I'm going to start with you.
I always say don't follow trends just because they change as quickly as they came in. However, we're finding that nowadays people are going more simplistic, a lot more reclaimed items, maybe with a beautiful bench with an orange cushion on it, something that against a brick wall like you got over here.
I love that look though, I love
it. It's very simplistic.
My first antique thing the other day.
It's very antique-y, and it's really working very, very well.
Yeah. Okay, so you're not a big one for trends, but you like that the old is coming back.
Yes.
Anna, what about you?
I agree. I'm not a big one for trends either, but I think there's a general trend of lots of lovely natural fabrics, wools, cottons, linens coming back, kind of more crafted materials, furniture. I think with what's going on with technology and our busy lives, it's quite nice to have some more grounding elements at home. So I think there's a general trend of that which is worth embracing.
Lots of textures.
Yeah.
I love this question from Luce Jones. How do you keep a house fresh and exciting when you've done everything to it? Well, keep watching and you're going to see it with some tablescaping. But yeah, how do you, when you've done your house?
So I've just done that.
Okay, tell us.
Quite frustrating. I get quite bored, and also as we're involved in some beautiful interiors, you sort of want what you've just done for your client.
Yeah,
so I always try to go for neutrals. So whether it's a sofa, it could be a grey or a taupe or a cream, but then you can start changing your cushions, which are a lot less cheaper to do than your sofas, and bring in some amazing artwork. I think artwork nowadays is really taking a different direction on its own. I have a lot of boys in my family, and most of my house is blue, so I'm now going, I want pink. So I have just bought this most beautiful piece of artwork from Nancy Cadogan, who's at the Saatchi Gallery right now, and it's really punchy blues with turquoise and aquas, and I'm just bringing in different bits of furniture that are bringing the colour into the room.
Okay. Anna?
I think actually just really simply, beautiful fresh flowers always makes a huge difference, and seasonal flowers can kind of inject new colour into your scheme. And at home, I'm always one for moving my artwork around, so I move my pictures, and I think in a new room they perhaps take on a new life and they give the room a bit more of a new feel, so I think that's quite an easy way of changing things up once you've already done
so art, flowers, cushions, accessories.
Yeah.
Okay. Not repainting your walls every 5 minutes.
It's a bigger job.
Yeah.
But yes, I have done that too.
You said you're not really into following the trends too much. How much do you pay attention, this is my question, how much do you pay attention to the trends for colour? You know, for the fact that green is big at the moment, or everyone might want a navy kitchen or a navy hallway. Do you follow those sorts of trends or appetites for colour?
So interesting you talk about green kitchen, because I know it's one of the questions. You know, a client of mine actually wants a green kitchen right now and has asked my advice. What do you think? Look, I think it's amazing for today. Where's it going to be? And kitchens are expensive, so where's it going to be in 20 years' time, which is really the longevity of a kitchen.
So you said no?
Well, I've said yes, but let's use that green sparingly and with another colour, so that it's not, just a big chunk of green. And maybe a beautiful marble.
Anna, do you follow paint colour trends?
It's hard not to, in a way, so yes, I do, and I think people are always quite trend-led to a certain extent, but And I've actually done a green kitchen quite recently, which was painted Farambul Studio Green, which is quite a dark, rich green, and it looks beautiful. But I think ultimately, if you love the colour, then go for it. And you know, if you want to change it in a few years' time, you can. But you know, don't worry too much about it being on trend.
Yes, quite. Let's talk about grey. Someone has said, what's the perfect light grey colour for walls? And do you still put grey on walls?
Yeah.
I feel like grey is a bit of, you know, a bit unloved at the moment.
I know.
I still love grey.
I love
I love
Sleep
grey.
too. I think it's paint.
Yes.
Paint Library. It's
Yes.
lovely, isn't it?
Lovely.
too.
Really
It's,
nice.
it's a good classic.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
had
too
Sleep
dark.
5 in my bedroom.
Yeah.
And it's such a calm
Colour.
Yeah.
set of colours. So for people watching, it's the Paint Library,
Yeah.
isn't it? And they do.
Great.
Skimming Stone, I think, from Farambul's also nice one.
Yeah.
Ammonite is
They're
always
quite
a good
calm.
one.
They're they're not too cool.
No, and it's a warm grey rather than too
Yes.
much of a blue grey.
Okay, so Slate, Skimming Stone, any others?
Ammonite.
Which one?
Ammonite is
Okay.
great from Farambul. That's
Okay.
always an easy colour to use.
I think in ZARA it's also really important with colours to get it right. We do a lot of overseas work, and every client or every country has a different favourite. So, for example, there are some countries in the Middle East that don't like green. There are China loves red. You've got to take on board what clients want or
Yes.
countries and cultures want,
Yes.
and that's very important. And it doesn't matter if the trend at that time doesn't want that red or green. You've just got to follow what your heart says. You've got to live in it.
Yeah, quite.
Red, although Sophie Conran,
I'm not saying a red kitchen, but
she had a red
cushions
hall,
or,
it was amazing.
Or
It was
red hall, you know.
amazing. Holly says, how do you make a dark room feel light? Anna?
I suppose very obviously paint the walls a light colour, and also light flooring really helps lift a room.
Okay.
And probably window treatments, not too heavy, nice thin poles, curtain poles.
Okay.
Just keep it quite light.
Okay,
Light.
anything to add, Catherine?
Mirror and lighting always makes
Mirror.
a small space bigger.
Good one. Okay, Clemmy says, how do you start planning a room? I've got a big living room and I don't know where to begin. What comes first?
Take the features first. Where's the fireplaces? Where are the windows? Do a floor plan, furniture layout, lighting.
Okay.
Lots of important factors first before you start dining a room.
So look at the room and let it dictate. Okay, Anna.
And have a bit of fun with it as well. I think just try different combinations, because sometimes not always the most obvious thing is the right thing. And as I say, absolutely focus on the key features of the room.
Okay.
How are you going to get the best out of the space, actually?
Yeah.
Patricia says, in contrast, how do you start a tiny living room, but it's got high ceilings?
I think you've got to get the proportions right. So sort of architectural details, perhaps you want a slightly higher skirting board, maybe add some feature to the ceiling, some cornice or beams or something. Artwork, again, really helps, just sort of lift it. And also perhaps, a lovely big light, nothing too heavy, but something
that
quite,
lower.
that
That's
sort
what
of
we were
draws
saying.
your eye.
Something that's going to
out.
draw it down a bit
exactly.
with a nice chandelier.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you talk about art quite a lot. I mean, lovely to have lots of money to spend on art. It's pretty expensive. Do you have any advice for adding art to your home if you are on a budget?
Well, we found a little treat actually down in Brighton where there's an amazing lady called Hattie, and she will, I'm not into copying, but if you can't afford your Van Gogh or whatever and you just want some art, she does the most amazing landscapes. She does some quite abstract, and they're about the £250, which is really nice to add around, and she's just really talented.
Great tip. Thank you for that.
That is great.
Anna?
I think you can always just think slightly outside the box. So perhaps you don't need to spend huge amounts of money, but if you've got kids, you could always frame some of their artwork. That can actually look really cool. Or just having other things on the walls, maybe you've got an amazing collection of baskets that you want to display, or just slightly thinking a bit more, not so literally, perhaps.
Stuff on the wall.
Yeah.
We've done things where we've got a coloured array of, the Caran d'Ache crayons, and we've framed those, and they're quite fun
Yeah,
in
really
kids'
cool.
rooms.
Yeah.
As you say, baskets. You don't just have to have an art. It can be features, plates,
Yes.
Exactly. A
thing.
collection.
bowls, a
Yeah.
thing.
A thing in a box. Somebody has said she's in her 20s. She wants to invest for the long haul, but she's on a budget. What are the things you should start with in your first home?
I'd always invest in a great bed or an amazing mattress, because I think that's so valuable. A good night's sleep, we all cherish that. So I think, and also that's something that you'll take with you to other places. So that's a good thing to invest in. And also, sorry,
I've always said a bed too. How ironically, Battersea does the most amazing show twice a year, and I've bought, this is quite some time ago, the most beautiful cabinet, and it's turquoise in colour, and it's actually from Denmark, but it's so beautiful, and I bought it years ago, but it's a piece that I'll always take with me. So I think if you're going to invest in something that's going to be timeless, you can take with you forever, it's really worth investing in those pieces, because they'll be with you, you know, till the end of time.
Something that you really, really, really love. You said Battersea. Where in Battersea is this?
It's actually in the park. It's called the Battersea Antique Show, isn't
the Decorative Arts Fair.
Decorative Arts Fair.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
It's great. Actually.
Great. We need to find out when that's on. Okay. Someone said tips on making a flat feel lush and luxurious without. She said Paris. Think Paris boutique without the heavy price tag.
I think emphasising texture again, lovely rich fabrics, deep pile rugs, nice metal finishes, glass, mirror, again, beautiful fresh flowers, and candles. It's just maybe have a nice scent as well as just something for your eyes.
Yep.
So,
on a similar note, what are the best accessories for a bedroom that will make it feel cosy?
I'm really into antique fairs, and I love going to get a bargain, so I'm always out and about trying to find those bits and pieces. For a bedroom, I'm a great believer in layers, so I have trims on everything. Samuels and Sons, for example, are one of my favourite. They have some incredible trims, and I normally have a blind with a trim, with a curtain with a trim. I can't get enough trims on things. I also think cushions are a great way of making something look luxurious, with maybe a different fabric to the back, with a different pipe. I mean, you can really go over the top, can't you?
Yeah, love a trim.
I'm into trims at the moment.
You're into trims. So you mentioned somewhere to get good
Samuel
trims.
and Sons, I think,
Samuel
are
and
fantastic.
Sons. Oh, yes, they do good little pom-poms. don't
Really
they?
gorgeous, yeah.
Yes,
Amazing.
lovely. Oh, I love that
Gigi
tip.
also do great trims.
Okay, great. Alice says she'd love to know where she can get away with shopping on the high street when it comes to homeware.
there's loads of amazing high street interior shops now, and there's a lot of fashion brands that have kind of branched out into interiors. So you've got Zara Home, H&M, French Connection, Anthropology, loads actually. So there's lots of options. I think a lot more so now than perhaps there was 10 years ago. So yeah.
Peter
Catherine?
Jones, Pottery Barn,
Yes.
Williams Sonoma. I mean, I have to say I love it when I go to America because they have the best
Yeah,
homewares,
they
don't
do.
they?
They
Amazing.
do. Better than us,
Yeah.
sadly.
I always think of Jennifer Aniston loving Pottery Barn. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why, she always brings to mind. Kate says she's getting some fitted alcove shelves. Should she paint them the same colour as the walls, which will be white, or go for a colour? This is woodwork.
I think it
Good question.
varies. Generally speaking, I would say do the same. However, I'd rather put, let's say, a wallpaper behind, or a leather, or a fabric that makes it a lot more interesting.
And when you say behind, do you mean
At the
in
back of
between
the
the
shelf,
shelves?
yes.
Lovely.
Just gives it a bit more detail.
Yeah, love that. So same colour, but then with something
Yes.
behind.
Yeah.
That's really nice. Anna, would you agree?
Yes, I think that will make what's on your shelves actually really pop
Yes.
as well, which is nice. And it's always nice to have that detail as well.
Okay.
But I generally paint in the same colour because I think it makes it feel more integrated. as
I
well.
love all the woodwork the same colour. Someone once said to me it was very calming.
Yeah.
Would you agree? Would you always do it, or are there times when you wouldn't?
Not always, but I think it definitely, it's certainly very calming, and I think it looks quite contemporary as well. And funnily enough, it makes the features of the room stand out more, even though you're not so obviously picking them out. So I'm a big fan of doing that, but it's not for everyone. So,
Catherine?
It's also quite nice to add some detail, you know, bronze trim or something, or the lighting is really special, I think.
Yeah.
Or
Bronze
chrome.
trim. That sounds incredible. Lynn says she wants to know where she can find a lot. Decorative accessories, ceramics, ornaments, vases, glassware, silk flowers. Where can she find them? Oka?
Oka?
Yeah, Oka's very good.
Oka's
Actually, Oka's another great
Yeah.
place. They've got a good collection.
Yeah,
of
they
flowers.
Cushions, yeah.
Cushions.
Great flowers.
Peter
Yeah.
Jones.
Yeah.
Yvonne says she's just about to embark on a kitchen extension and an ensuite project. Yeah, she said dark green. So we've done kitchens. Would you do dark green in a bathroom? Good colours for a bathroom.
Gosh, it's quite masculine.
Yes.
It can look quite striking.
Houses Lee,
It's got to
maybe
be a
not.
bigger one, maybe with a nice roll top bath.
Yeah,
You've
I'm
got
not
to-
sure. I have never done a dark green bathroom, but maybe there's.
I have done one,
chance for it.
but it's in an old home, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
But it's quite masculine.
Okay. And roll top baths, are you a fan?
Definitely.
Built-in
Yes.
or freestanding?
Either. I think roll top baths are really luxurious and
Depends
lovely.
on the property.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
exactly.
I have roll top.
Yeah.
Okay. Madison says, how do you feel about mixing metals? Great question. I want that question answered. Can you?
Always.
Oh, good, because it's
Oh, sorry.
mixing metals
Within a
in
kitchen.
a room.
Oh, sorry. I don't
No,
know what you were going to say.
if someone
but
said to
no.
me you could want to start. Catherine Pooley says
Sorry.
you can, so you can.
You can, but I wouldn't advise it. So, for example, I wouldn't go with a chrome with a bronze. I think that looks a bit, you haven't really thought
Okay.
about it. It's a bit of an
Yeah.
afterthought.
Okay.
I would try to match as much as you can. Sorry.
Just every little bit can be
I know.
quite hard, can't
Yeah,
it?
very.
I went down the polished brass once.
Polished nickel, and it looks always dirty for me. I'm really.
Is that polished brass matte gold? Is
No,
that what I
it's-
mean?
No, you're right. A polished nickel.
But
will make
it
look
was
like
a
it's
nightmare. I
dirty.
then was hand towel rails, hand
Once you
towel
start,
thing.
you-
I was,
Yeah,
can't
and it's really
start.
hard to match.
I know.
actually.
I would say think very carefully before you go down the
Yes. It's
polished.
better now.
The matte
Yeah.
gold look because
I
it's
don't mind the
hard.
matte gold look, but you just got to be careful about mixing
It's
it.
quite hard to find everything. How do you?
Sorry, on that note, it's also quite hard sometimes to find, let's say, a sink that is a battered gold, for example, or a brushed bronze. Sometimes you can't find a sink or a tap that will match, in which case, in that instance, it's okay. But as long as you're not putting a chrome with a gold, I think that is where it looks a bit
okay.
odd.
And I mean matte, not polished. Someone said, how do you not make a marble bathroom look monotonous? Is that a thing?
Yes. I mean, I think. Sorry, you go.
Well, no, I always like to break up marble. I mean,
Okay.
it's very Italian to have your whole bathroom just in marble. I like to break it up, whether it's a bit of tongue and groove or a dado rail, maybe with some paint or half. It also depends on budgets. Marble's really expensive these days, so you could have the top part or the bottom half, or just the shower area. It doesn't have to be the whole bathroom. And there's some beautiful, Anne Sachs, Waterworks. They have some incredible Drummonds tiles these days that you could incorporate with a marble.
Okay. Right, we haven't got masses of time, but I'm gonna fire these questions at you. Madeline says, what are your recommendations for decorating a bathroom and ensuite, both of which have no external window? We want them to look modern and bright, but they're lacking any light in an old house.
I think artwork again. If you've got something nice to look at, that makes a difference.
Okay.
And perhaps some nice pattern tiles as well, or just something a bit interesting.
Okay. No window, Catherine. Any
I
tips?
would go for a lighter marble to make it lighter,
Okay.
and definitely good lighting in a bathroom.
Alice says, what are your essentials when redoing a kitchen? Big question. We haven't got massive time. What do you think about?
Layout, first and foremost.
Okay.
And, there's that age-old rule of the magic kind of work triangle where you've got your oven and your fridge and your sink, and it's trying to, move between them. And, I think just be mindful of, how you're working in the space and practicality as well. Lots of things.
I love cooking, and I've written a cookbook. So kitchens for me are the most important, but the most funnest part. I always do the detailing. So for example, I have kids. I have a nice drawer that has toast on it, and it's very close to the kitchen table. Behind it is the toaster. It's about logistics. I also have a pot filler so that you don't have to drag the pot over by the cooker. You've got the nice hot pot. Details, details, details. I could be here all day.
I'm sensing another feature with you on that one, Catherine. Would you go to wood or tiled floor in the kitchen?
Tile.
Tile?
But it depends on the house.
Okay.
Yes.
Only because it's cleaner,
Okay.
Yeah.
easier to manage.
Okay, good. Anna?
I'm actually going to say wood, but I love wood. I feel it's quite soft. Obviously, you've got to be quite mindful that it will mark
Yes.
and scratch. But I think if you embrace that, that's fine. And But I equally
In
love.
fact, just this
both.
morning, I was looking at my tiles. We just got a new puppy, and poo wee everywhere. And I'm thinking, I'm not going to go for a light limestone scale. I'm going to go for a really nice, sort of mink colour tile, so you don't see all the dirt.
That's true.
Good, mate, I like that. Okay, 3 more questions. Instead of a dado rail in a period home, what else can you do?
Panelling,
Halving.
paint, wallpaper, bit of panelling.
Yeah.
Anna, you're a big panelling
Yeah,
fan, aren't
love
you?
panelling.
Love
I love
panelling.
panelling.
Okay, Mel says, any tips on where to buy bathrooms and sofas?
Bathrooms, Waterworks, Drummond, CP Hart. Lots of great places out there.
Okay,
Let you
and
do the sofas.
Sofas, you've got the likes of sofa.com, Loaf, all of those high street places. George Smith does wonderful sofas. Lawford's, I've used a lot.
Oh, they're
recently.
lovely,
They're
aren't
beautiful,
they?
yeah, really beautiful.
And not silly money.
No, but the design
Not
is
cheap, but yeah.
no, they're lovely.
Okay, final question to you both from Lily. Any tips on updating the front of your house on a budget?
Oh, I've just done this. Canopy, I think it's really nice to have an entrance. 2 beautiful lights, some wisteria, paint the front door.
Oh, wisteria,
A
the
little
tree.
gate, yeah.
Sounds beautiful.
Okay, wisteria, I like it. How long does it take for wisteria to grow?
About 12 years.
Okay, so long game. Anna, anything to add on that?
So paint your front door. That's really easy. And lovely window boxes, planting.
Ironmongery.
Ironmongery, yes.
Beardmore
another
have
one.
great stuff.
Yes.
Gold
they
or
do.
silver?
Depends on the house.
Okay,
But generally,
quite.
silver for me.
Silver. Okay. And final question: what colour would you paint your front door?
Blackened by Flower and Ball, so darker.
Lovely.
Mine's Railings by Farrow & Ball.
What colour's that?
It's a very dark navy blue.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
Gosh, ladies, thank you so much. I'm going to get in trouble. We've talked far too long, but thank you both. What
Very welcome.
Thank you.
great
Lovely to be
advice.
here.
Next, I'll be learning how to make your dining table one your guests will want to Instagram. A self-proclaimed table-laying enthusiast, Serena Fresson really does know how to make a dining table look extra special. You only need to look at her Instagram feed for proof, and she's here today to show us everything you need to create the perfect tablescape.
Thank you,
Welcome,
Georgie.
Serena.
Thank you.
I follow
Praise
you.
indeed.
I follow you on Instagram,
Do you?
and honestly, your feed it gives me some of the most joy I think
Oh,
I
you're
get
so kind.
on
You're
Instagram.
so kind.
It's beautiful. Have you always been into
I
tablescaping?
have. I've done it, yes, since I was very, very young. I really enjoy it. I use it. I think it's therapeutic. Very, very therapeutic. Perhaps the dinner isn't as fabulous as the table sometimes, I have to say. Yeah.
Yeah, you're setting the bar quite high.
It's quite high. You
Aren't
mustn't
you?
lower people's expectations. Yeah.
Well, clearly you were ahead of the game. You were like our friends across the pond in America.
Yeah.
They've been at this for a
They
while,
have.
haven't they?
They really have. Caroline Rome, Martha Stewart. They've been
Yes.
doing it for a long, long time.
Yes,
but I think
Martha
it's
Stewart.
really, really picked up in speed.
Yes.
In the last few months, even or a year.
I know,
Yeah.
it's amazing. There's so much out there, so many great brands doing exciting things. I mean, Catherine has some amazing bits, but equally you can go into ZARA and
H&M Home,
and
they've just brought out a whole new range. Yes, you can really go high street and do well.
Okay, so we've got, God, I mean, just a feast for the eyes here. So you've set up some place settings for us. You're going to do a bit of one now, or just talk us through it. But I mean, I think first of all, we're going to ask, where do you start, inspiration-wise? What comes first?
It's the tablecloth, really, that's my first port of call, deciding lunch or dinner, inside or outside. This would be a lovely sort of lunchtime table or dinner outside with the blue and white with freshness, with just flowers from the garden, or I've used herbs and mint and things, yeah.
So you're starting with the time of year, the setting.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe what food are we
What
saying?
food, who's coming.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's how we start.
You got Dolce and Gabbana
I do
coming
have a
over
bit of
here.
that going over
we'll
here,
come
yeah.
on to that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so first of all, you've got your tablecloth. Now, talk us through these.
Okay, these
I mean,
are,
they are amazing.
fantastic, literally. They are a waxed linen placemat from Fiona Fines in London. They come in about 50 colours with any colour trim and about six or eight different shapes. You can wash them. If you get a stain, you just wipe it. You wash them in cold and iron them. They really
Amazing.
are fantastic.
I love that we were saying before we went on. I love that placemats are a linen now, and you can just bung them in the washing machine.
Exactly.
As opposed to all these hard ones you've always had. Okay, so you start with that.
I start with that.
You're layering, aren't you? You've got some
I'm a big
bits
layerer.
over there. So what comes
So
next?
next I would like to use, I love my ochre underplates, which just gives it a bit of grounding with the brown tortoiseshell cutlery. But it's not essential. You don't have to have three plates, to start to make a great table. But in this case, I have, So then we've got the ochre underplate.
I love that.
Yeah, even on its
you can put that on
own,
anything.
it's lovely.
You were
Yeah,
saying
it
you
really
use them
is.
all the time.
Yeah.
I think they're brilliant, and they're presumably not too expensive. Ochre's quite reasonable when it comes to these things.
Yeah.
So you start with your ochre underplate, and then on top of that,
we're going to put this Ellen DeGeneres plate, straight there from John Lewis.
Ellen DeGeneres and John Lewis.
And Ellen DeGeneres, sold out, I'm afraid, but coming back in stock.
Okay.
But even if you don't have the underplate, look how lovely that looks, just on its own.
But I love this because it's just layering, isn't it? It's all the different layers. So you've got that. So that's your main plate, is it?
Yes.
And then what comes next?
We've got the side plate by Ellen DeGeneres as well. And then I was sort of hunting on the internet to find a lovely blue and white sort of extra plate here, which is from Liv's in the north of England. And that just adds the final sort of layer.
So they're not matching. So you're very much about different.
Yes, definitely.
Different, but complementary, but not matching.
Yeah, it's unusual for me to put the two together, but I think they look really lovely.
And Anthropology has lots of great plates.
Yes, in fact, I wanted to use some of theirs, but they've sold out.
Okay.
Yeah, and not restocking.
They
but
do.
Yeah,
They go
really
quick.
do. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got that, and then on top.
On top, we're going to have a napkin. This is a new range from Initially London, very special, monogrammed, in the blues.
I mean, look. I mean, these are quite expensive.
I mean, you could wear that.
You could. You could. I mean,
as a top,
that's
you could wear as a
beautiful.
top.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
But again, you can just bung these in the washing machine.
You can. Yeah.
Any tips on keeping your linen napkins stain-free?
Stain-free, just use vanish if you sort of see something immediately and pop it on. But no, they're very good. They're resilient. They really are.
Vanish and white food.
Yeah, white food, cauliflower soup, bread,
Delicious.
pasta.
Love cauliflower
ice
soup.
cream, yeah.
Okay, cutlery.
Cutlery, I love this bamboo cutlery from Bonadea Official. That's beautiful, very, very nice. Dishwasher proof, easy to use, and very, very versatile, like the bamboo.
Okay.
Very, very versatile.
Okay, then we've got to talk. So you've got lovely glasses here. Again, they don't match. It's so
No,
nice,
once again, because
isn't
this
it?
does have a little brother that matches, but it's from Dalesford.
Little brother.
But this is from Wayfair, and I think it's lovely to mix and match, and everything doesn't
so
have to
pretty,
be
isn't it?
that expensive. As I say, this is Wayfair.
Wayfair, God,
Yeah.
they sell everything.
Yeah, and that's Dalesford.
Okay,
Yeah, exactly.
lovely. Love all Dalesford's bits.
Yeah.
And then let's talk about the herbs.
Okay, some mint from the garden or from Waitrose that you may be using in the cooking. Those little pots are from Dalesford as well. And you don't have to use fresh flowers. You don't have to go and spend a fortune, and you can whiz up a table with things from your kitchen.
That's what I love. And I don't know if we can get the camera over here onto this amazing centerpiece. But you've got in here these. I mean,
they're faux artichokes from the shop in Stockbridge, yes.
Love.
And then some mint, rosemary, and some faux limes and real limes mixed
But you
in.
put rosemary and mint. There's no expensive flowers. 'Cause
No,
actually,
you really don't have to do that, Georgie.
That really adds
Yeah,
up, doesn't
it does,
I love
it does,
those.
it does.
And then finally,
Candles, yeah.
It's
You
not
don't want it
sketch
to look like a
candles.
wedding. It's another thing
No.
my husband always says. So the candles...
quite a nice wedding.
Yeah. The candles are from Esther and Eric, and they come in, I mean, literally 30 or 40 colours and different sizes, and they're beautiful, really beautiful.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. I mean, it is more is more, isn't it?
It is more is more. It
But
is.
that's
it
the
is.
fun of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And if you're going to do a table, do a table.
Go for it.
Go for it.
Okay, let's move over. Let's go to the Dolce & Gabbana dinner party. I'm going to move these candles
Okay.
so that the camera can see, but these are more of the
H&M and Esther and Eric candles.
Esther and Eric.
Yeah.
Okay, so what have we got here? Just talk us through. So you started with some leopard
Well,
print.
I have leopard curtains in my drawing room, and in
Do
fact,
you?
I have
Fabulous.
green walls. They
Wow.
may disapprove.
Wow.
So I just thought it's such a great neutral background. Why don't I try it? I've never done it before I came on this show, so I had it made up, and I think it's fun.
And is this a tablecloth?
It's a piece of fabric I bought, and I've just turned it into a cloth.
So you start your tablecloth and you don't always buy a tablecloth.
No,
it could be a
you
piece
can
of
use
fabric.
remnants. You can go on eBay. You could buy some Liberty fabric, or just even a strip. Use it as a runner. And if it's not salvaged or edged, it doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't need to be, you know, a very, very expensive tablecloth.
And, I mean, you've got some amazing tablecloths on your Instagram. There's a pink
From
paisley.
yeah, that's from edition 94. She's got some amazing tablecloths. Yeah.
And we got to do a shout out to Birdie Fortescue.
Yes.
Who we love.
Yes, I wanted to use something from her new collection, but it wasn't available yet. Her linens and tableware is really spectacular.
All the sort of scallop
Yeah,
prints.
yeah.
And actually, we're talking about reclaimed furniture. She's a big one. For
She is. Lots of lovely new bamboo.
Yes,
yeah.
but also mixing
And
with
reclaimed,
colour
yeah.
and anyway, she's very clever, so check her out.
Yeah.
So we've got our leopard print
Leopard
here.
print from home, yeah. And then another mat from Fiona Fine's, wax, linen, wipeable, washable.
Brilliant.
The same cutlery. These plates are fabulous, I think, from H&M.
Can we see these are H&M?
H&M,
No,
yeah,
they're not.
H&M.
They are?
They're H&M, indeed.
Wow.
Yeah. And a ZARA plate.
ZARA plate.
Dalesford napkin with a little bit of green.
Lovely.
And Fiona Fine's plate.
God, that's pretty.
Isn't that pretty? And there's its big brother over there.
And that was £10. So
Yeah,
that's not
yeah.
too
And the
bad.
dinner plate's 15. Yeah.
I just love that it's all. So you sort of stick to 2 or 3 colours. Would you say that's your
I think
rule?
it's best to try and, you know, if you want to start a collection, just stick to a couple of colours and work on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I don't know, I just love these. I saw them on this site. I mean, they're a bit bad, but quite
Fabulous.
fun conversation
Fabulous.
piece. Yes.
You've got to go for it, haven't
yeah,
you?
exactly.
Okay, and then finally over here.
Right. This arrived on my doorstep on Saturday, this mat, and I think it is just fabulous.
It's amazing,
And I
isn't it? Can I
thought,
hold it
yes,
up?
of course.
Are we getting that? Yes,
Yeah.
I'm getting a nod.
I thought it was only summer, and then I played around with it. I thought, no, this is fabulous for the winter
where
and
does
autumn.
this come from, Serena?
It comes from edition 94.
Okay, edition
And
94, they're online.
On the Fulham Road,
Okay.
by the Marsden, opposite
Okay,
the Marsden,
okay,
yeah,
right.
on the Fulham Road, with these lovely bamboo plates and bamboo cutlery. The cutlery's from edition 94 as well. And then here's another wax.
I mean, those mats are
Waxed linen
fabulous.
plates.
So you don't need a tablecloth.
No.
This just goes to show it can still
Yeah,
look
yeah.
amazing.
And then you could just pop the lemons in the central arrangement if you wanted to change it. Yeah.
I just love that you've piled some lemons. Amazing. God, how clever. I mean, you're obviously very artistic.
Thank you. Well, whether I am, I enjoy doing this. I really,
Okay.
really love it.
Well, thank you so much for coming in. Oh, look, we've got to put the candles.
we
Got to
go.
put the candles back. You were missing those. Oh, no, they go over
go
here.
there.
don't they?
Perfect.
Well, gosh.
Thank you, Georgie.
Thank you.
Thank you for
I'm
having me.
inspired. I need to up my game.
No.
The trouble is my cooking isn't quite up to scratch.
Oh, it
so,
doesn't, yeah.
You know, I have to work on that bit. But anyway, stunning. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me,
joining
Georgie.
Serena.
Thank
Do
you.
check out Serena's
Okay.
Instagram. A huge thank you to Catherine and to Anna. We'll be back on Thursday with lots more fashion and beauty. In the meantime, do please comment, subscribe, and tell your friends. And we will see you then. Bye-bye.